And then we went into 1,000 Year Blood War, was the most rushed production ever.
That's why you need to read it.
I read it. Reading it, there was no depth because it was it was a flop. I'm being real. But Bleach, Black Clover has found a way to do 10 times more.
But for me, in terms of the action and the intelligence behind the choreography,
The intensity.
my name is Paul Nelson, and I am with a Bleach enthusiast and a Black Clover enthusiast. And you're tuned in to another episode of Sovereign Showdown.
Ichigo is not smart as a swordsman, and that's what annoys me.
His life has never been Ichigo. His has been orchestrated.
The imagination.
The goosebumps.
It is art in motion.
Welcome to Sovereign Showdown. Drop a comment, subscribe and hit the bell to always be reminded of our latest videos.
We are talking about a head-to-head between the two. Now, which one do you feel deserves that #1 spot? Go. Why should Black Clover be #1?
Not to be #1, but it has much. I'm gonna be real. In comparison to Bleach, it has much more of an emotional factor to it.
That's it.
I have never been more emotionally attached to a band of characters than I have been when it comes to Bleach. Bleach, you have one of characters. I'm not that emotionally attached to all the other side characters because Ichigo has such a vast story. But I don't know that much about Ishin. I don't know that much about the actual girls themselves. Yeah, I know that their mothers died. But we only found out about the whole situation in 1,000 Year Blood War. Okay, cool. We know Orihime has this and that, but why didn't they delve deeper into her story? You go to the whole Captain Court. Again, they didn't do much. However, with Black Clover, you found out about Locke's past on multiple occasions. This man said, I will go back because I finally have friends. It took him how many arcs to actually realize that over going through so much? You got Magna realizing that he is always going to be outside of the actual curve. You have all this, and it's, yes, Asta's one of those screenies, but then you gotta give it to him. He can inspire you just to go more. I've read a chapter and screamed and said, let's go. I ain't done that for Bleach. I ain't done that for Bleach. I liked it. Yes, Kenpachi was great, but where is everything else?
You see, for me, when it comes, I love that. Okay, I love that. He has a very good point. Let's let him have that. What do you have to say about Bleach, though? You can start from any point, just in general. What is it giving you? What grips you? What has gripped you to the point where you have dressed up as a Bleach character and you've come to Comic-Con?
It was one of the first animes that I ever started.
Okay.
It's got one of the best pacings out of all big three.
Oh yes, come on, it does. It's giving. Allow it to speak. Order in the court. Order.
And Kubo is one of the very few shonen mangakas that can actually write good female characters.
Yeah, it's true. If I am being honest, like in terms of like female representation of female characters, I don't really see enough of it. It seems to be the same one with a different face. Yeah. Very whiny. Even my missus, she don't like him.
Complex.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but have you read
And
Black
always
Clover?
beating the hell out of the freaking protagonist. You're like, leave him alone.
In Black Clover, Mary Leone is a perfect example. The whole squad of female magicians, with Charlotte herself leading the Blue Roses and them all being strong female characters.
Are they as cold as Unohana?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Mary Leone.
Are they?
Mary Leone is
Are they as cold as
is the
Or
Mary
any
Leone.
of the original Gotai 13, the original.
original?
Mary Leone is the coldest female character to ever step into the anime scene. This woman, spoiler alert, has turned into literal fire, rose her men up and said, you are not done yet with your fighting, let's keep it going. I'm going to be real. She is the hardest female character. I will say that above everyone else, and I hold them dear to my heart because I want a good character.
But all the female characters in Bleach are cold and they're individual. Like they all have their own personality.
But
Oh.
I'm sorry, Kubo loves titties and he loves feet. Let's be real. That's what that's the main thing he showcases. That's my only gripe as well. Tell me I'm wrong.
But it's beauty. What I like here is that it isn't just senseless. Oh,
Yeah.
they're just showing titty and it's not just senseless. It's giving them power.
Yeah.
They are powerful. They're characters that you don't want to mess with. They will take your head off.
Like,
They
the
will
Sada.
kill you. Yeah.
Ali Bell's whole crew.
Oh my God.
But that's my thing as well. I need more behind the Espada, and that's my
Central
problem.
crew.
Woo!
Anyone in Zero Squad.
Woo!
Pick
Zero
it.
Squad.
Anyone.
Oh my
But
God.
this is my gripe with Thousand Year Blood War. The Zero Squad was the perfect time to reintroduce so many things to do with the Soul Society, and it was squandered from the manga point of view. Like I said, 13 years ago,
Yeah,
we had
okay.
such a terrible arc. We went from having Executioners, which was a filler at best,
Okay.
and then we went into Thousand Year Blood War, was the most rushed production ever we've seen.
Oh.
I didn't get enough
That's
of
why you need to read it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I
That's where
read
you
it,
get
and
the depth.
no, reading it, there was no depth. There is more depth within the anime than there's ever been because it was it was a flop. I'm gonna be real. It was a flop in comparison to its ending. Because as well, what were we saying earlier? We have someone who could have been one of the best MCs. He is still lazy in the future. It took him 5 years to actually bag the baddie because he was flopping around like an idiot. Tell me I'm wrong. Renji's the same as well, but we don't talk about that failure. It's just, I felt as if Kubo, yes, he was disheartened by his editor, but he gave up, and that's what saddened me because as much as I will say this, Bleach was one of those ones that you could always rely on for the hype. One Piece was there for the story. Naruto got a little bit too much with all of its massive attacks, but you expected that from Bleach because it was its staple. Ichigo gave us to that, and we went through that for a run. We had these big, fancy, beautiful moments, which also, I've said many times over, Bleach went away to actually, it inspired all the future mangas, all the future anime. We wouldn't have Demon Slayer and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta give it. You gotta give it to them.
No, but that's the thing, I give it to them. It's just respect. But Black Clover has found a way to do 10 times more and do it and actually show love because it's a mangaka that actually was inspired by Oda and possibly even inspired by Type Cooper as well for what they've done. They went on to actually make something that was 10 times better because they took inspiration. That's why I love it, because I will sit down and I will honestly cry with some moments because it hits me. And it's like, you don't really, like I said, I'm sorry, you don't get that with Bleach because the sad thing is, it's more comedy based as well. I don't get that. I will laugh at it. I will remember the funniest of moments, but I'm not emotionally invested.
I get what you mean. In terms of the emotional investment, I get what you mean. But for me, in terms of the action, the action and the intelligence behind the choreography, the intensity.
You can't tell me you're not watching the latest season.
Oh, come on.
The problem as well. Ichigo is not smart as a swordsman, and that's what annoys me.
But Ichigo, the whole thing with Ichigo, like, it wasn't like this wasn't what he ever wanted ever.
Yeah.
Ichigo's life has never been Ichigo. His life has been orchestrated by
it's true. He's been a puppet. He's just been a puppet the whole time.
Yes and no. He is actually the anomaly in Aizen's plan, which is what pissed him off the most, and why he always wanted to make it seem like he was within his plan. He had no way of actually putting him into it because he had no way of actually realizing he was going to be a pawn in the plan.
No,
plus, Ichigo actually orchestrated his own life because there was a certain part in the early seasons where he said to Quan, I have carefully molded my life in a certain way so people don't notice me, and you've ruined it all. To be honest, the only person to ruin it was Urahara, and that's why I love him.
That was his high school life. He just wanted to be as like lonely as possible.
Because the only person to actually orchestrate everything was technically Urahara.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I love him, because he's pure evil. I don't care. He is.
Everyone loves him, and he thinks he's just like.
He is the smartest person in the room, and no one realizes.
He's scary. if you actually think about Urahara, he is scary.
He's the scariest thing to ever come across because he originally had Mayuri's job, and he would have excelled. In fact, every time he does something, Mayuri gets pissed off to the point of where he has, I'll do this better, but you can't because he's always 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
He's 10 steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
In fact, Aizen didn't realize where the how do you say it? Like okay, he didn't realize where it was until Ichigo started to mess about, and then Urahara had to step in and be like, calm down, please. You're doing a bit too much. I had to go to the sheet. Calm down, please. You're doing a bit too much. You're messing up what I'm trying to do here. And he nearly got away with it again. But it was the anomaly, and that is what Ichigo is. That's the problem with it, because you throw it at someone who has no skill in front of a swordsman, they don't know what they're doing. That's what I do like, because it was more of an improvised, out of everything to do with it. One Piece fighters, they're not improvised. They never have been. In fact, Naruto, they've never been improvised. The only improvised out of the big three is always going to be Ichigo because he has no idea. He is a street fighter.
He's just swinging a big, overly Tatsuka
If you learn another move, I'm begging you, learn a Kido or two. So please, sir, you have Urahara in your back corner. Get him to teach you some stuff. He literally could have taught you swordplay. Nah, he asked, he said, can you teach me some swordplay? He didn't teach him a single damn thing. Then passed him on to his wife. Yes, Shurichi is his wife, let's be real. And literally said, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to just do a bagpipe. I'm not teaching you swordplay. I'm telling you, sometimes Kubo just hates on Ichigo because he could have done so much for him. So much. He even made him wait 10 years to actually have a full-on life.
Okay, so let's try and settle it now,
And then destroy it.
Out of 10, storyline wise, what would you give Bleach? Honestly.
In my honest opinion, I'd only have to give it a 7.
A 7, yeah?
For me, I'd give it an 8.
I give it an 8. All right. What would you give Black Clover, storyline wise, out of 10?
Okay, I would originally give it an 8, but the one thing that gripes me is Yuno is an arsehole and it pisses me off. Thank you. But I'm still going to give it an 8 anyway because it's fantastic.
In terms of action, yeah? In terms of action, what would you give it out of 10? What would you give Black Clover out of 10 in regards to
I'm
action?
going to be real, because of the manga, a 10. It is
No. The anime. The anime, the actual cartoon. What would you give it out of 10?
A 9 then, because...
A 9? A 9? Wait, no, wait, go.
Have you seen the fights? Have you seen Yami?
Seen the fight.
Have you seen my king, Yami Sugehiro?
When he comes out of the toilet.
Every single time, and he's actually finally fighting. This man is on fast. This man said, I will go behind him. Fight between him and Date. Pass him the sword. I'm sorry, the goosebumps that went up my arm when he said, Asta. Didn't say what he said. Thank you very much.
You go hard.
It went so
Yeah,
hard.
but I all right, I'm gonna be unbiased. So okay, out of 10, you're gonna say an 8, yeah? Or did you say what?
We're saying 8.
You're saying 8. Okay, what would you say in terms of Bleach out of 10 in regards to action?
1,000 Year Blood War alone so far, it's a solid.
As a whole, though.
Go.
As a whole.
No.
I'll be real. For me,
Go on.
personally, it's a solid 9.5.
Oh,
No, but the anime as a whole.
the imagination.
No.
The
Oh my
imagination.
god! You see when the montage released?
Yeah, with the bong. Boom.
But from all them, even the filler arcs. No.
The goosebumps.
No, but from the original stuff, even the fillers as well. Come on. That's what.
Just as a whole, how does it make you feel? Yeah. How does it make you feel? So you gave yours an 8, yeah. And I took
it down because you guys are saying no. Like,
No. It's about you. How you feel? So you said 8.
I will personally say
Storyline 8, action 8.
Okay, we'll say 8. I'll be nice. No, but personally, I would say a 10 because.
Would you say a 10?
Okay.
Would you say a 10?
The reason.
A 10, like the best action that you've ever seen in your life.
The reason I'm saying that is because, again, it's a spoiler from the manga, but what I love about the most recent mangakas is they have shortened down a load of fight scenes and stuff like that and shown such great moments because they want to do more for the anime. And they've done that a lot. Where I will gladly say, we're going off topic. For JJK, I despise the story sometimes, but the action within the anime is so intricate, so well done, and it's only because of what the mangaka has done.
Okay.
And it's the same for Black Clover, and no one has picked up on it because there are moments where these fight scenes, they seem so cut down, so intricately done. But I know when I've seen fan animations, and I know they're gonna go off.
You know they're gonna go.
And that's the problem. We are waiting so long. We've waited 5 years now, and I'm tired. I want to see moments where Asta's actually just showing off his technique, actually showing a guard. Because again, he just fails the sword. He fails it.
But how about the animation out of 10? What would you give Black Clover animation out of 10? And you can't say from the beginning to now.
No.
But in general, what would you give it out of 10?
No,
Animation.
I have to give it a 5. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it drops off so many times over. It's really bad. Yeah.
What would you give Bleach out of 10? Go on. Go on, say it. Go on.
Like, it's giving. It's giving to me again.
1,000 Year Blood War is actually a 10. I don't care. If you don't say it's a 10,
You knew what I was gonna say.
No, I will say that. 1,000 Year Blood War's animation has been clean. Like I love how
They have not dropped
I
an
love how
episode.
One Piece is,
Epic.
but I don't care for the impact. The way it's been done, I have to be like, you know what?
It's
It's art. It is art. It is
Art.
art in motion.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Something.
It's
Thank you,
actually
please.
no,
Thank you.
because the first scene as well, the first scene of Year Blood War, when he actually pops out, it's Chris. Reading that was okay. Watching it, I was like, shit, this is
Rolling.
actually an upgrade.
Rolling.
Yeah.
It was actually, because there was no need for Chad to beat that building up and leave the mark. There was no need for that. I was like, every bit is actually detailed. There was no
Heart
need.
attack. I was sitting there like, I want to read the credits and thank every one of those people who did this. I was thanking God. I was saying, I know you're there, you know. I saw what you did with that. I saw exactly what you did. I want to believe it before, but I'm a believer. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's be real. Okay, so in regards to how emotionally gripping Black Clover is, yeah, you can say, go on, you can say.
Oh, 10. I gladly. Every storyline, every backstory has made me feel invested towards every character. You even have Zora, of all things, that goofy teeth, that goofy teeth fool, and yet he has such a great story to him. Even when you have the vice captain, you look at everyone else, even Charlotte with how she's basically been branded, how she is. And I felt so much. Even Yami recently as well. I'm crying about how this man. And I'm there like, you were supposed to have a gripping backstory. What's this? Like, what's going on here? But again, like everything about them is just fantastic because I'm invested. I want to know about all of them. I want to know about freaking Grey as well. I want to know about
I want to know about his story, yeah.
all of them. They're great. And that's why I love it. Like, yeah, I'll give it a 10.
A 10. What would you give Bleach in terms of it being emotionally gripping? Yeah. You can be honest. You can be honest. You can be honest.
To me personally, I feel like it would be about a 6.
About a 6. Okay.
It's got nostalgic purposes for me. That's why I have an extra little. That's why it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's top 3. So like.
Okay, so there you have it. We got points on both sides. You know, if you want some emotionally gripping, action-packed series, make sure you go and check out Black Clover. If you want some high-definition, intense battle scenes and choreography, then you're gonna go to Bleach. Yeah, but you know what? It's not about what we think. What do you guys think? You're tuned in to another episode of Sovereign Showdown, and we're out.
With more epic movie anime reviews and drawing tips, make sure you head down to www.sovereigncomics.co.uk. That's www.sovereigncomics.co.uk to get our latest Mr. Number Beta Maths comic book series and the latest merch. Drop a comment, subscribe and hit the bell to always be reminded of our latest videos.